So in this video, we're going to be looking at the converse, the contrapositive, and inverse in discrete math. So we're going to start by looking at what they look like in terms of P and Q, and with an implication. Okay, so let's say our original was P implies Q. Then our converse would be Q implies P. Our contrapositive would be not Q implies not P. Our inverse would be not P implies not Q. Something to note is that the original basically states the same thing as the contrapositive, while the converse states the same thing as the inverse. So now let's look at some examples. If it will rain is represented by P, and it will be slippery is represented by Q, then let's look at what P implies Q would be. So our first one is original, which is P implies Q, right? So that means that if it will rain, this implies, which we can represent with then, it will be slippery. Now let's look at the converse. Now the converse just says Q implies P. So it's the other way around. So according to what we have here, if Q means it will be slippery, it'll come first, right? So if it will be slippery, then it will rain. Now for our fourth, we're going to be looking at the contrapositive. Now all that's saying, if it is not Q, this implies that it is not P. So let's look at what we have here. So not Q would mean if it is not slippery, then it will not rain. So if it is not slippery, then it will not rain. So last one we've got here is the inverse, which states that not P implies not Q, right? So let's look at our statement here, where P means it will rain and Q means it will be slippery. So if not P means that it will not rain, implies that it will not be slippery. So if it does not rain, then it will not be slippery. All right. And to note that, again, the original is logically equivalent to the contrapositive, right? And the converse is logically equivalent to the inverse. They might not have the same wording here, but remember, the original is logically congruent to the contrapositive, and the converse is logically congruent to the inverse. And that can be useful for proofs. So that's all. Thank you for watching.